Hey, just recording a quick video so you can refer back to some of the Mito AI features that we've demoed over the past couple weeks. Our goal here is to integrate AI into Jupyter so users can build automations faster than they could before, more independently than they could, and also build more advanced functionality than they might have been able to before as well. At the same time, we want to build tools to make sure that users remain in the driver's seat and they're in control and aware of what code is getting generated and executed. So here I have some S&P 500 data, and let's start by grouping this data to find the average revenue growth per sector. I'm just going to do that in the AI chat, and I'm going to say find the average revenue growth per sector. And so we'll notice a couple things. One is I didn't have to specify in this prompt the exact column headers that I wanted to use or the exact data frame name. That's because behind the scenes, there's a bunch of prompt engineering that make sure the AI knows about the relevant data. Now that I've got the code, I can click this overwrite active cell and I can see a code diff. So this is one of the ways that I can remain kind of in control of what's going on. I see that it deleted this line that was just printing out this data frame. It added the group by, and now it's showing me the new data frame. So that looks good, so I'll click this accept button. And let's run it to see our updated data. Okay, perfect. That looks great. So I was able to work with OpenAI in this case to write some Python code. I didn't have to copy and paste any context or code back and forth, and the code worked as soon as I executed it. I didn't have to kind of change variable names or anything like that. Now that I have this average revenue growth, let's maybe sort it to get it in descending order. So I will just create a new variable here, and I'll call it sorted revenue growth. And I bet if I give the AI 1 sec, it'll be able to complete that line of code for me. So I'm just going to click tab here, and I'm going to be accepting the AI autocomplete suggestion. And now let's just run this to see our outputted data. So this is another place that we've integrated AI into the notebook. And just like in chat, it has context about what data I have available. So I don't have to be overly specific, and the AI can kind of guess my intent here. Perfect. Now, the next thing I'll do is let's build a graph of this data. So I'll say graph the sorted revenue growth using matplotlib. And it'll probably pick a pretty good graph. I'm assuming a bar chart. Nice. And let's take a look. Okay, perfect. So I have a first draft of my graph. Maybe now I want to update the graph. Maybe I'll change what the title is. So I'll come in here and let's just call it sorted revenue growth. And it looks like I've introduced an error into my code. But one of the things that we can see now is there's a fix error in AI chat button in every error message. And this is just going to send the error message again along with the relevant context to the AI. So it will hopefully be able to fix the error for us. In this case, I can again use the code diffs, and I see that it's just one kind of simple change that it's making here. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. This error debugging has become one of the most popular AI features because especially beginner users spend a ton of time trying to hunt down little mistakes like forgetting to have a parenthesis at the end of a line. And so this saves a lot of time and a lot of frustration. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of use this AI as kind of a colleague. And so because again it has access and knows about what my analysis is at this point, I can ask it questions like, I want to show this graph to my colleague. Can you suggest some improvements to make it more readable? And I'll give it a sec. Great, so it came up with a couple different ideas, and it hasn't generated any code yet. It's just kind of making some suggestions, but I'll say, great idea. Let's add data labels. And I'll give it a sec, and perfect. So again, I'm going to validate the code. It looks like it's just saving the bar chart as a variable, so then it can add the labels to it here. So I'll accept that. Nice. That's looking pretty good. So we're really excited about all of these AI features. Just anecdotally from our own usage and some of the open source users, these features are really powerful. Not having to copy and paste things back and forth between ChatGPT, having it already know the context that you're working with just unlocks a lot of really powerful workflows.